guys, what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rise. We're back here at Loki Kia in Clearwater, Florida, and guess what? I have that smaller size crossover SUV from a brand that's been making a lot of changes. It's this vehicle right here. There's a 2025 Kia Seltos. This particular one is the top SX trim. But before we get into this subcompact crossover SUV, let's talk about what's going on here. So Kia is really going through their lineup, both SUVs and cars, making some major changes when it comes to their style and technology. We all know about the bigger brother to this vehicle, the Kia Telluride, but this Seltos tries to follow along the same footsteps as its bigger brother, bringing some dynamic modern style, but also bringing a lot of value. In this segment, it's pretty fierce. You got the Subaru Crosstrek, you got the Mazda CX-30, you got the Nissan Kicks, you got the Chevy Trax. The list goes on and on. What I want to find out is this the best one to buy? Especially if you're looking at that new Nissan Kicks? Let's go ahead, let's dive into ours and find out. Right off the bat, not my favorite color in the lineup. It's called Snow White Pearl, and it kind of is a little bland on this vehicle. Not my favorite color, but the good news is they got plenty of others to choose from. Now at the front of the business, you're gonna see that updated headlight design that they brought. Full LED daytime running lamps, LED headlights, and turn signals. Very creative how they've gotten with doing their lighting, especially the way it flows into the upper grille. And I also like this aluminum style trim to give it a little bit extra pizzazz. Working our way down, we do have LED triple beam fog lamps down below. A little bit of flat black and a little bit of silver, but it's the overall headlight design and the grille design is where they're trying to pluck from the Telluride and even the Sorento and Sportage. Now, as we come across the front end, you'll notice that we have full functionality up top, gloss black, that tiger nose grille design. Love the way the daytime running lamps come into the front grille area. And then really interesting how they sculpted the front bumper. There's actually quite a bit of ground clearance, and you have this silver painted style down below just to give it that little extra something. But what's nice about this is when you're parking it, you're definitely not going to hit any of the parking blocks or curbs because of how much room that you have underneath this vehicle. Now, as we rise up, nice, simple on the hood. You got your flat silver Kia badge, and then you have two indentations on both sides of the hood, and that's it. Comparing this to the front of the new Kicks, I gotta be honest, the style of the Nissan Kicks, they really got it perfect. The good news too is that this particular one has all-wheel drive. It's a 4X. You could also get the Nissan Kicks all-wheel drive for the first time. Now, coming around the bend, what are we working with? Wheel and tire setup. You're gonna notice a very familiar wheel design, looks similar to the other Kia products. It's an 18-inch wheel, machined aluminum, gloss black accents, 235 on the width, 45 series sidewall. And the way the all-wheel drive works is like many other vehicles today, where it's front-wheel drive until slippage is detected, and then it'll send power to the rear wheels. My zonk is the flat black around the fender openings. I feel like on a top SX trim, it should be painted all snow pearl white. But let me know what you think about the wheel and the style of the car if they match up. Now, coming down the side, you do get color matched on the mirror caps, LED turn signals. They do black out the A-pillar. And from the side of the vehicle, you can see, like I said, this falls within subcompact. And if you don't believe me, think about it. Seltos is subcompact, Sportage is compact, and then when you step up to Sorento and Telluride, those are midsize, Telluride being the largest. Now, up top, you do have roof rails, a little bit of flat black, a little bit of silver. No sunroof available, which is really weird, especially on our SX Turbo all-wheel drive. Like the way they just bring some silver to the bottom portion of the window frames, color matched on the door handles, and then a little bit of flat black and snow white on the bottom sill area. Now, as we work our way towards the rear, I do like the way they work their trim. Very unique how they float into that rear area. And then as we come around the rear, the tail end of the business, just like up front, they do a great job on their lighting. Full LED lighting looking spectacular. You do have a nice roof spoiler. I just wish that they would put the wiper underneath. But there really isn't one subcompact crossover SUV that does that. So I guess it's okay for this Seltos. We got our 4X badge. That means that we have the all-wheel drive. And then as we work our way down the ground level, you'll notice some nice silver. Don't understand what this design is for, so I'm gonna zonk that. But the gloss black, everything flows nicely on the bottom bumper area. But why don't we go ahead, let's pop the hood and see what's powering our Seltos. All right, guys, we got the hood popped. You do have a prop rod. All the competitors have prop rods. Underneath the hood, as you can see, turbo. Once upon a time, turbo used to be cool to see on cars. Now it seems everybody and their mother has a turbocharged engine. But what do we have? It's a 1.6 liter turbocharged inline four. You're looking at 195 horsepower, 195 pound-feet of torque, and it's mated to an 8-speed automatic transmission. The Nissan Kicks, unfortunately, has that CVT, and that's what really holds it back. 0 to 60 in 6.9 seconds. Top speed, right around 130 miles per hour. MPGs, 25 in the city, 27 on the highway, and the vehicle weighs right around 3,294 pounds. So nice to see some pep in its step. It's definitely got to be one of the fastest subcompacts besides the Mazda CX-30 Turbo. If you go up against a Subaru Crosstrek in this thing, you're going to blow their doors off by almost 2 seconds, 0 to 60. I hope you're listening. But why don't we go ahead, let's fire it up and see it roll. All right, guys, we are inside this 2025 Kia Seltos SX Turbo. I know you're saying to yourself, well, Joe, I got a problem. My daughter will not get out of the house. She's 30 years old. She's still living here, eating my food. I came home the other day. She ate all my mozzarella and salami. It was ridiculous. I brought that back from Brooklyn just for me, and she ate it all. I got to get rid of her. She says she's only moving out if I buy her a car. So how much is this Seltos? I understand your problems, and trust me, I hope that this helps. MSRP, this is the top trim, is $33,000 for this Seltos. Let's see what your daughter's going to get to the door panels. It is nice, clean style. My one zonk is that it's hard plastic up top. So no soft touch material up top. You do have a little bit of gloss black, but you're not going to be putting your fingers on it. The armrest does have some nice padding with some stitching there. They do some funky, cool design with the Bose speaker grill cover. And then the door pocket is a good enough size to where you can get easily 2 Mexican pizzas from Taco Bell and a Pepsi to wash it down. Now going from the door panel to the dash, hard plastic, soft touch in the center though with some simulated stitching. Slide on in, you got 2 digital displays. Nice to have a good 12.3-inch infotainment system. Actually, strike that. We're going too big. 10.25-inch infotainment system screen. Full touchscreen capability, wireless Apple CarPlay, wireless Android Auto. It's got all the apps and icons and everything that you could use. Throw it into reverse. Backup camera, it's clear. It's just not super duper the highest resolution, and I wish that it would take up more room. It's a little on the smaller side, our backup camera, but you do have trajectory, which is nice. Put it right back in the park. You do have your AC controls. It is standard AC, so you got your temperature and you got your blower fan. Not dual climate, but you got real volume knobs. You don't have to do it all through the infotainment system. You have a little shelf here for your wireless charging. Then you have a 12-volt, a USB-A, a USB-C, and a place for 4 Snickers, king size, of course. We got our drive mode selector knob, 3 stages of heated seats, hill descent control, and you can lock your center diff, 2 cup holders, a place for a pack of candy cigarettes, semi-soft on the armrest with the stitching, looks good. Open it up, you could put, I would say, 10 Atari game cartridges Original Atari. You can get Track and Field, Pac-Man, Pitfall, Galaga, all the greats. That's the stuff that I grew up on. None of this stuff on computers where it just goes on and on forever, and then you stop playing and you're 55 years old. Seats, soft material, nice bolstering. You do have manual adjustments for the passenger. The good news is I have electric assist for the driver. The bad news, though, is no sunroof. Very bizarre for $33,000. But let's see what I could show you behind the wheel on the driver's side. Come on over. Let's check out this Seltos. All right, guys, business time behind the wheel. You do have your electric assist, all the controls within fingertip reach. I'm 6 feet tall. Don't think that subcompact means small. They really pack a lot of room into this vehicle. Steering wheel, I do like the leather. Black on all the switch gear. Horn button is decent for what it is. Manual adjustments, and I gotta take this off here. Manual adjustment, tilting and telescoping on the steering wheel. And then you have your 10.25-inch digital gauge cluster. You can see all the information that you could scroll through. Even shows your all-wheel drive, believe it or not. And then also your modes. You get 3 of them: Smart, Sport, and Normal. So we're gonna leave it in Sport mode and see how that goes. But why don't we go ahead, let's get in the back seat, because I wanna go take you for a ride in your daughter's Kia Seltos. All right, guys, back seat time. And just like up front, they really pack a lot of room for your passengers. I'm not even close to the freaking headliner. The back of the driver's seat is just plastic, no pockets, so that is a zonk. I do like the way you have rear AC vents, 2 USB-Cs, and a nice little nook back here for some rock candy. I have my own pocket here, so I could put easily 2 Annie Ann's pretzels. I love freaking Annie Ann's pretzels. I love a hot pretzel. Just give me a hot, soft pretzel, and I'll be your best friend for life. But like I said, it's actually comfortable back here. Open this up. Pretty good softness. 2 cup holders. Nice material. Let's get to the cargo area, because like I said, I promised you I would take you for a ride in the Seltos. All right, guys, time to get into the cargo area. Nice electric assist on the SX trim. What do we got going on here? You got quite a bit of usable room for a smaller crossover SUV. You're looking at 27 cubic feet of space with the seats up. Fold the rear seats down. That's going to give you over 60 cubic feet of space. And here's some other good news. You lift this up. What do we got going on? You do get a spare under there. So nice to see that. But why don't we go ahead? If you're ready, I'm definitely ready. Let's go take this Seltos Turbo for a little spin. All right, guys, we're inside this 2025 Kia Seltos SX trim with the all-wheel drive. And right away, you're gonna like the way everything is arranged in here. It's a very easy reach to the 10.25-inch screen. You got your AC controls, real physical buttons and knobs. And the dash, they do a great job with having the dash nice and low. The one thing I'm still shocked of and shocked about is no sunroof. That to me is a big negative when it comes to what's going on the interior, because everything else is pretty darn good. Now, I would prefer if they had some softer material on top of the door panels, because I'm the type of person I like to have my arm up like this, not down below like that. But I guess they're trying to keep things within a certain price point. I just feel like the competition has the nicer interior. So to me, the Nissan Kicks, that's one area where they really got that car right, is with the interior. But still very nicely done on the inside. The instrumentation is easy to read from behind the wheel, and you do have your 3 different driving modes. Now, of course, depending on what mode you're in, that's going to change the sensitivity to the throttle, to the steering, and how the transmission and the engine behave. And the nice thing about the Kia Seltos is that you do have that 8-speed automatic transmission rather than a CVT. In this class, cars like the Crosstrek and the Kicks have CVTs. Some of the other ones do use traditional torque converter automatic transmissions. But Having the Kia DriveWise safety features, the 360 protection is really, really nice to have that all standard, of course. And the seats are very comfortable and supportive, so they really have a nice overall balance of being comfortable and also holding your body up without feeling too squishy. This one though, the way that it's painted, that snow white pearl, it feels a little bit too much like a rental car, especially with the lighter headliner. But like I said, knowing where everything is easy to figure out once you get it. We're gonna go ahead and pull out and go on throttle. On throttle, here we go. All-wheel drive, getting the power to the ground. And it does have a very quick pickup with that turbocharged engine. Now, the one thing is that the CX-30 is probably the fastest 0 to 60 in this class, in the subcompact class, but this comes in a pretty close second. A lot of the other competitors are quite slow. We're talking about 8 and 9 seconds 0 to 60. But this one really has a nice bit of pep to it to get you up and going. And as you notice, there's no slip. It's all grip with the all-wheel drive. And we're gonna go on throttle again once this light turns green. And I do have it in sport mode. On throttle, here we go. Fast shifts. The engine is a little noisy, but 4-cylinder engines tend to be a little noisy. The size of the vehicle, it's easy to make a U-turn. Look at that. And the automatic transmission, the 8-speed is a good choice for this. I'm glad that they didn't do like a 7-speed DCT or something like that. Not too much lag from the turbocharger off the line because it's not a very big turbocharger, so you're not going to get a lot of boost lag. It's just that, you know, with an HRV or the Crosstrek, those that have naturally aspirated 4 cylinders, those pull a little bit more linear when it comes to power delivery. But they did a great job with the sound deadening material. It's actually quite pleasant on the interior when it comes to road noise and wind noise. And if you're looking for a vehicle that's going to be easy to drive in traffic, this does a spectacular job. I prefer it with the all-wheel drive for sure. Just from a driving standpoint, it just feels better. But if it was my money, I would go with the CX-30. That to me is my favorite of the subcompacts, even though I can't stand the cladding around the fender openings. But if we're comparing this to the Kicks, I'd rather have the Nissan Kicks than this. And I know it sounds crazy with the CVT, but I just like the way it looks and the way it drives. And I love the interior way better than the interior in this Kia Seltos. But I'm hoping that this has been a good overall review of this Seltos SX trim. We're gonna get back to Loki Kia and wrap this one up. So I'll see you in a split second. Another great day, not a very sunny day, but still a great day here at Loki Kia. Definitely gotta thank Robert, Danny, and the rest of the crew getting us access to this Snow White Pearl Seltos SX all-wheel drive. Let me know what you think. Are you gonna go Seltos or are you gonna go Kicks? How do you prefer your subcompact crossover SUV? Let me know down in the comment section. But if you're new to the channel, you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. I'll come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Raise Rise family. Gotta give it up to Stephen Flood, working that camera. No matter how much sun is out or how little sun, he makes all the proper arrangements and settings on the camera to make it just perfect. Because that's his middle name, is perfect. But thank you, Stephen, for all that you do. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.